Hi, how's it going, everybody? My name is Tanner Sneed, and I'm here at Clovis North Educational Center in Fresno, California for Ohio University. We are doing a chalk talk on representative learning tasks for different age groups, that being ages 8, age 14, and age 18, and how each group learns differently at different rates and how to teach those age groups a specific drill that's going to be representative for them to help them achieve their goals and learning outcomes at those different age groups. First thing we want to get into is we want to talk about the needs of each age group, starting with age 8. At age 8, you're really focusing on the fundamental motor skills, not necessarily sports specific like they would later on. You're really just getting the fundamentals down at the younger levels, especially 9 and under. As you move to the 14-year-old age group, you're going to have more structure than you had with the 8-year-olds. The sport-specific movements are going to be more prevalent. You're going to be more emphasis on those. Still, the complexity and constraints a little bit more than the 8-year-olds. The 8-year-olds want to keep things very basic, very concise, simple, with their feedback being very simple as well. I'm not trying to get over the top for them. Age 14, you can kind of bump those up a little bit. It gets a little bit more complex. You start adding in a couple more things to make their minds really become creative. Age 18, that's when they are really getting to that level, with that elite level of they've got to be able to put things together themselves. For instance, having very high structure, the constraints may be a lot higher, the feedback is way more complex, and they're really doing their sport-specific movements. That's where really they're developing. Rodri actually was the one that his article talked about how physical development and talent development kind of mixed in with each other for each age group. One thing that Gene Cope, 2014, his article talked about unstructured play. And when you have unstructured play at a young level or young age, you develop creativity, you develop your problem-solving skills, and having that unstructured play is going to lead to better talent development over time. As they get into the more difficult and more competitive learning environments, when they have unstructured play as young kids, they actually can have a higher performance level just by having more motor skill development. One of the things he brought up as well was motor skills. When they're learned early, it's going to lead to a performance increase, especially once you get into the structured competition. That would include, high school competitive sports and beyond. So you think in college, professionals specifically, any Olympic level. Athletes that start at a young age with just developing the fundamentals and their fundamental motor skills are going to have a better chance at having higher performance later on in life. Again, with the creativity and problem solving, so we have 3 basketball drills that we are going to do today on the chalkboard here in a second. Really the emphasis is developing creativity from an 8-year-old perspective, a 14-year-old perspective, and an 18-year-old perspective in order for learning to occur at its best rate. So going to be the same drill, but I'm just going to alter it slightly for each age group. We're going to start off, have the basketball team, have our basketball court. Sorry, I'm a football coach, so bear with me. Okay, so you could have, kind of things working on both sides of the court. So maybe you have 3 guys deep on this side, and then you're going to have a guy posted up on the post of the basketball court of the key. You can do it on both sides, like I said, to kind of get more reps going. And maybe even have a guy down here that can slide in for the next rep. Because at the age 8, we're trying to develop fundamentals, I would ask that these guys start with the ball, and they would actually dribble all the way down. And you can maybe even set up cones where they're having to zigzag all the way down the court. Then they jump stop on a wing, just outside the 3-point line. So if they're stopping about right there, and then delivering, and I would keep it very simple. So as they come up, they're jump stopping, and I want to see a nice, good, easy bounce pass right to their target. And I would hope that their target would then receive the pass, drop step, and then finish with a nice, easy layup. But the emphasis again is on the pass, making sure the pass is easy to handle, we're getting to the right spot. So we're incorporating dribbling, passing, and finishing all in the same drill. Okay, so how I would adjust this for age 14 is I might go ahead and keep this the same. So I still have this same setup, but I might go ahead and throw a defender out on him. So he's actually working on dribbling, even if it's just a defender that's making him move, so he's shuffling his feet, making him change direction, so it's still a zigzag, but it's not predetermined. So now they're actually working against an opponent. It's going to create more, again, creativity, problem-solving skills that a predetermined drill would not. It's more of an open drill now. As they get down the court, same idea, but now there's a defender in front of them, so they're actually working a bounce pass or an overhead pass, whatever they can do to get the ball into their defender. And that's going to be really working on using ball fakes, letting them figure out ways to get the ball to their postman creatively. Kind of back to the same emphasis we're talking about. So for age 14, that's more of a sport-specific skill as opposed to the 8-year-old, where it's more of a fundamental skill. They're working on their dribbling, an easy pass that's not really hard. You'd obviously want to emphasize for the 8-year-olds the pass part of it, dribbling under control. Where the 14-year-olds, you might not be critiquing their dribbling as much. You might be more so asking questions, what's the best way I can get that ball into my postman if the defender is giving me this look? Okay, so letting them kind of think of ways to get the ball inside. For my 18-year-old group, this could be almost like scrimmage-like, really, really game style. So we still have our defender, you're still working, but I would go ahead and throw a defender on this side as well. So if we go like this, so we have almost like a 2-on-2, and then what I would even do to increase it even further is I would make it where he has to pass this. So as we have our defender here, we dribble, 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 we actually get to the middle, and we could actually pass this to a wing. Okay, so as he gets all the way down, gets to here, we get a pass, and now he's got to deliver the ball inside. I would challenge that defender to either be on the front side of him or on the back side. I think creating more variables, making them use their head about how they can get the ball inside, and obviously we want him finishing every single time. So you're working really everything. You have your dribbling skills against defender, you're working on your pass inside, you're working on receiving the ball, and then we're working on finishing. Our big men that use the post moves, they can work their moves inside and finishing at the rim. But you see how each drill is essentially the same, just adding little things, making it a little bit more complex, a little bit more thinking involved. So it's a representative learning task that would be beneficial for basketball players. Let's see. I think that is all I have. Thank you again. Appreciate you taking the time to listen, and hopefully you guys learned something today. Thank you.